Wow, that's pretty close. This is Fat Kings Friday for November 14th. I am Phil Olson.
And I'm new king, Andrew, VSG Spike.
And welcome to Fat Kings Friday. I'm handing TJ's crown officially to Spike, and he's taking it on. Neither one of us are wearing hats this week, so that was an oversight by me and you, but no big deal.
I've been searching for a good hat, though, because I've got a lot of ball caps, but you guys have set a pretty high bar, so I got to find something that's worthy.
Right, so by the time you and Walter get settled in December, I'll expect new crowns for both of you. So
there we go.
I think Walter probably already has one laying around, but you were challenged to find yourself one. So
yes,
that's good. That's good. So so we're gonna just to kind of give you guys a recap a little bit from last week. TJ and I are, if you weren't aware, are handing the realm over to new blood here. Andrew is obviously king, one of the kings, and Walter is going to be the other king, whom had the surgery this week and was doing freaking fantastic. Was that not a great video or what?
That was awesome. It was good to finally hear from him because he was the hot topic on Wednesday and like Tuesday morning. Because everyone, how's Walter doing? I even messaged you. I'm like, okay, come on. I know you've talked to him before. Did you have anything? And nothing. But then we got that video, and it was a relief. It was great to see that he was doing well, and I mean, he had his surgery and his immediate recovery was a lot. I mean, I couldn't have asked for a smoother process myself, and it sounds like he was just the same.
Yep, and I had the same exact reaction. I'm like, oh my God, Walter and I had just had the same surgery experience. I didn't have the catheter, I didn't have any drains. I was up and walking right away. I felt pretty good, other than the abdominal discomfort of just getting in and out of bed. Man, I was fine. I was walking around by 4 o'clock, and I had surgery, I think, like 10 o'clock that morning. So it was no brainer. So I was so happy to see him doing well and just in high spirits, and I kind of think he's even doing better than I was, to be honest with you. Because I looked at my video from surgery, and I had that hoarse voice from the tube being down my throat, but I hope it was a tube. But maybe that's why I didn't get charged at full price. God damn it.
Exactly.
There's no hair on tubes. What the fuck? No, I'm kidding. So, but yeah, no, he looked like he was just doing awesome sauce. So I was really happy about that.
Absolutely. Now I don't know. For you, did you stay one night or 2 nights at the hospital?
I stayed the one night, and I just wanted GTFO. I mean, I just want to get out. So I probably should have stayed one more night because even though my pain was well managed when I got home, my wife went back to work like really quick, which we still have a little bit of there's a little bone of contention around here. But Friday I had the kids by myself, and so I had to stop taking my pain pills. So that day I didn't really have a lot of pain, but I was worn out, just like wiped out.
Sure.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Because I don't know if Walter did have 1 night or 2 nights. I wanted 1 night. I was ready to get out of there right away, but my doctor would let me. Even though I was doing well with my pain, they basically said, no, you're getting 2 nights. And as much as I didn't want to stay there a second night, it probably was for the best.
Yeah, and I told TJ when he had his surgery, I'm like, dude, you're not going to feel like staying, just stay the extra day. Because he didn't have any, I didn't think he was going to have anybody at home. And I'm like, you can't be going home with nobody. So his parents did fly down, though, so it wasn't that big of a deal. But I am glad that he stayed that extra day. So I guess that's my advice still. So.
Exactly. Yeah, it definitely it's worth it if you can, but if you want to get, I was ready to get out too, but yeah, so be it. But I was bored as hell. Like the first time that my wife went to work, like 2 hours after she left, I was like, okay, I was ready to like go binge watching on Netflix, and I had video games ready to play, and I was like, after 2 hours, I'm like, I gotta get shit done.
That's so true. By the end of the first week, I was like, oh, man, maybe I should go back to work next week. I feel okay, like, fuck it, I'll go back. And then I'm like, nah, I'll take the 2 weeks. They said take 2 weeks. I'll take the 2 weeks. I'd like to push shit. I'm always like Mr. Overachiever, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just go. I'll stay home. I got sick the next week from being in the hospital, so I got exposed to some super cold in the hospital. Got sick, and by the third week, I couldn't go back to work. I was wrecked.
Shit.
So, but that's the way it goes. You know, what are you gonna do?
No, see, and I was kind of the opposite. I mean, I had my surgery on a Tuesday. I stayed Tuesday night, Wednesday night, came home Thursday, and I had my wife was there on Friday. My dad and my brothers came from Ohio for the basically the weekend. Monday she went. Monday my wife went to work. I was bored. I felt fine, so I called my doctor's office and I went to work the next day.
Wow, no kidding, really.
But I mean, I sit at a desk, so I mean, I explained to them. I said, I just sit at a desk. I can get up and walk around when I need to, and
Yeah.
that's what they really wanted to hear was that I'm not sitting there constantly. I can get up and move when I need to. So,
Oh, that's good. That is
so I
good.
tricked them. I tricked them. I said the right things.
I got one of those standing desks now. I just got it installed finally, so I have no.
Oh, nice.
It raises and lowers, so you can sit down at it. But
Mhm.
it's funny, like I find like half the day I want to stand, half the day I want to sit. So it depends on if it's pre-gym or post-gym or what the gym day was the day before and all that crap. But
True.
yeah, it's pretty good. So hey, speaking of which, how is your workout regimen kind of working into your whole process? So because you've lost quite a bit pre-op and then since surgery too, but where are you kind of landing on the workout piece?
I am right now it's about two times a week. I will go to the gym. I've had a gym membership since maybe like 6 months, even pre-op. I right now most of the time is either right now just on the treadmill for about a half hour, 45 minutes. Maybe about 3 miles an hour average. I did get up to 3.5 one day average for like the time, but just this week I went back and swam laps for the first time because that's my absolute favorite. I swam and I was in just kind of the mode on Monday night, so I was like, fuck it. I swam a mile on Monday. And then I was like, all right, well, I know I'm beyond my 6 week weight restriction. So last night I went out and lifted weights for the first time.
Oh, nice. How'd that
So
feel?
my arms and my chest are basically jello right now.
Right, exactly. So you know what, and I sorry, I was remiss. I probably should have done this sooner. So why don't you kind of recap where you started, highest weight, where you started, why you went this way, just because folks may not be familiar with your channel, but
Sure.
since seeing the dance video you did, people have been like, oh my God, I see why you guys picked him. He's awesome. So, but yeah, tell
We
people
already got a comment talking about that one too.
Good,
So,
good.
so all right, yeah, basically to give myself my little spiel. I had my surgery on September 23rd, and I went about this route because I mean, basically ever since at least for the past 10, 12 years, I've just gone up and up and up with my own weight. I for a time when I was in college, I was working at UPS and I was loading the backs of trucks for like 4 or 5 hours a night, 5 days a week. So I ate whatever the hell I wanted. I drank whatever the hell I wanted, and it didn't matter because I was burning insane amounts of calories. Well, then after I switched from UPS, I went to a desk job. But guess what didn't change? The food. So,
That's the same problem.
oh yes. So at my highest, was at 484.6, and as of last week, I'm at like 398. So I just got past the 400s, which was insane. It's like 70 some pounds I've lost in essentially 2 months' time. Because I lost a shit ton during my pre-op diet. Those 2 weeks on the pre-op, I think I lost about 45 pounds.
No shit, really.
Yeah, I dropped insane. I have to go back and look at my tracks, but my surgery day weight was at least a 40-pound difference from when I was at my highest. So
Man,
it was nuts.
that's crazy. That is nuts. I mean, I dropped a ton right after surgery. Like, I mean, obviously, you're like trying to get 600 in is like a nightmare. Like 600 calories.
Sure.
It's so funny, man, because I just tried to go down to 800 again the other day just to see. I'm like, I I got down to so I came back from Australia, and I, as most of you guys know, I was down like 8 pounds. I was like, holy shit. But I liked it. I'm like, hey, this looks good, and I feel good, and I kind of like the way my midsection is tightened up a little bit. I thought that was just skin, but apparently there was a little more fat there, and
Okay.
the nutritionist had said, oh, no, it's 4 pounds of fat, 4 pounds of muscle, so I wasn't happy about the muscle, but so what? My overall body comp was better, and it kind of popped back up a little bit after I started working out regularly again and stuff. So I'm like, oh, let me just try and dial it back to 800 and see if I can get those couple pounds back down to 201. And I'm like, holy shit, how did I do this? How could I only eat 800? I mean, I'm only eating 1,200 now, which probably sounds like a lot, but it's like it's everything I can do to not crack 1,000 now. I'm like, I can't do it, So it's so crazy though when you're remembering back to like where Walter's at now, where it's like, brother's probably lucky to get 400, and if he's lucky right now, So it's so weird, like how you switch. But man, I never dropped like that. I mean, that's just crazy sauce. So
yeah, well, and I'm still losing obviously quite a bit. I mean, I've averaged lately anywhere from like 3 to 5 pounds a week. And yeah, I mean, right now to say that you're trying to crack under 1,000, I'm thinking I can't even crack over 1,000.
No, don't go rushing there.
No. I'm not trying to go for that. But just thinking that's the weirdest thing right now is thinking going over 1,000 calories to me is just insane.
Yeah.
I've said it before. I said I would kill that at breakfast back in the day.
Right, exactly. No, exactly. Like I was thinking, like I made the kids waffles the other day, which I used to be a waffle fiend, man. I loved waffles, pancakes, waffles, mainly waffles though. And I had half a waffle the other day, that's splurging, right? Oh, God, it was all I could do to eat the thing. I'm like, no, I can't eat anymore. I didn't even make it through the whole half, actually. And I'm thinking, I used to take down 2, 3, 4 of these with bacon cooked into them. I'm like, no problem.
Right.
It's so crazy, man. It's so crazy.
Yeah. No, we did. We have a friend of ours who has a Halloween party, and my wife and I are the ones who cook breakfast for all the people hung over who stay the night.
Nice.
And Ryan, my wife's name is Ryan. She put together these sandwiches that were 2 waffles, but in between was banana, honey, peanut butter, and then insane. And I looked at that because that was about a month ago was the party, and even then I was looking at them like I couldn't even have a bite of that. I don't even want a bite of that. But yeah, but back in the day, make 2 of those for me, please.
Yes. So, real quick to everybody in the feed, I'm having troubles. I see the questions coming in as alerts, but when I go to the page, there's no comments. So, are you seeing those at all?
I see. I've got 3 of them here. I got the one you replied to about no Naked November right now, which. Sorry. And then Sandra, who had mentioned about passing the torch and mentioning my Everybody Dance Now video.
Yes.
And then we just got one from that fat chick who said, do you have a lot of extra skin now, and do you plan to get plastics? Those are the only questions that I've seen right now.
Okay, and I did see another one there. So anybody who's got my, and I know this is not fair because not many of you do, but anybody who's on my Facebook friends list who can relay any questions they see, that would be nice. I appreciate that. But we'll struggle through that. So skin, I'm gonna guess is directed at me. I think it's probably too early for skin for you, but let's.
A little bit too early for me. I'm sure we'll get to that point.
Yeah, I have some, and you can actually see it this month. It's being featured prominently on 2 videos.
Very prominently.
So I would say my last 2 videos in the Fat Kings feed, my Naked November videos, will show you. It's mainly around my midsection, and I have a little teeny bit way up here under my arms, but I've been working out pretty hard for my arms, my chest. If I were to be in a plank position, the skin will hang down a little bit. I'm not particularly thrilled with that, but as long as I'm upright and standing, my pec muscles are pretty defined and everything's pretty tight up top. But around the middle, I still have some there, and there's probably a little bit of fat still under there too. I don't know that it's enough to really bother me into doing plastics about it, but But feel free to take a look at the video. I'm not really hiding anything. You get a profile shot and you get the straight on shot. So if you watch the last 2 videos, so.
Now I have a question about that because I know that it'll be something that I get to at one point, and like I said, with where you're at as far as the skin, and I was just kind of thinking ahead about this for those kind of moments where you want to make sure kind of everything's nice and close. Would you ever wear like a compression shirt?
So what I do normally, a couple things you can do, and I think right out of the gates you're doing it already, and I have Josh Cheshire Fat doing the same thing. Is first off, start on weights earlier, especially as a man. Start on weightlifting earlier. It'll slow your loss down, but it will not hurt your inches lost. It'll just slow your weight loss a little bit. But I'm telling you, over a year, it's worth it because the amount of strength and core strength and stuff I have is really what has helped my skin not be worse than it is. Like, you can compare other guys my size in the community. There's not a whole lot, but Mike May and I are about the same size, height-wise, weight-wise. He's even a little lower than me. I've done an excessive amount of working out. I don't think Mike's done a ton, but he still looks pretty damn good just from the workout he's been doing. So you can kind of see guys who work out and guys who don't. Gooch had a lot of problems with not working out during the process, but he's a lot lower and he's a little shorter. So you're going to have to talk to him about that. I don't know what his skin's like, but there's other guys you can reach out to in the community for sure. But I would say do that. And then refresh me on your original question because I got off on a tangent and I apologize.
Just regarding as always a compression shirt.
Yeah, I talked to Gooch about that because Gooch was I found these great compression T-shirts and stuff, and I thought, well, around the midsection maybe I'd do that. But I think what I've actually done is I buy a lot of my boxer briefs. I buy more of the sport style ones, so they're a little more. And Kirk actually turned me onto this. They're kind of got a little bit of the spandex material in them. Okay. Like a blend. And that seems to take care of the midsection part, and then I just wear a normal like like a cotton T-shirt that's like a tank, and just having that, and then the underwear, kind of having that tucked into the underwear, seems to take care of it in clothing. Clothing is fine. When I get in the gym and I'm wearing all that stuff, and I have like a tighter pair of shorts on so they don't fall down, et cetera, that kind of gets bunched up around the middle, and you'll see the skin kind of spill over the top. But yeah, so it's not too hot. Yeah.
Right. No, because that's, right now as far as the weights for me, that's what I'm going to focus on is really abs, chest, back. Once in a while I'll work on legs. Legs have never been like too much of a problem for me. But that's kind of where I'm going to be focusing on, maybe once a week right now, just trying to get into that habit, let my muscles rest because they're freaking jello today. Yeah. But the fun part of working out, when you finally get back to lifting weights, you feel oh so wonderful the next day.
Yes. Well, it's like funny because today was my lifting day, and before I say that, TJ says, "Hey guys, all the ladies wear Spanx, so you'll fit right in." So he's already giving a shit. That's what I expect from TJ. So,
thanks, TJ.
Yeah, thanks. Today was my heavy lifting day, so I do a circuit. A lot of people have heard this already, so it's mainly for you. But I do like 10 pull-ups, 10 chest press, 10 cable pull-downs, 10 curls, 10 squats. Rinse, repeat. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 5. And I've been worked my way up to 150. My goal is to work up to my body weight, but right now I'm at about 155 on the pull-ups. Negative 40 pounds off my weight on the pull-ups. 110 on the cable pull-down, so 60 pounds per arm about, or somewhere 155 pounds per arm. Then 155 on the bench, 155 on the squats, and about 30, 35 on the curls. But you're doing 50 reps, right? So I could probably do more, but not that many times, right? So. Sure. I get done with that, man, and my pecs are swollen up, my arms are swollen up, my shoulders. I feel like just the shit.
You're poking out.
But the next day I don't feel like so cool anymore. I don't feel so tough.
You that day you're Hulk, but then the next day you're Bruce Banner. So.
I'm Bruce Banner with his period. So that's how bad that is.
Awesome. Now let's see. I was able to pull up quite a few more here. So let's see. Oh, good. VSG Tanya, she's watching at the hair salon. Lovely. Let's tell all the ladies we said hi. Let's see. Little Aussie Mel. Thank you, Mel. She said welcome. Let's see. Gracie. Nobody stopping me from me. Looking good, guys. Do you both still track your food? If so, how do you track MyFitnessPal/journaling. For me, I'm like 7, 8 weeks out. I still track most of it. I do use MyFitnessPal. I I track it just more so for the nutrients than the calories. I'm and I actually had my, even though it's been like 7 weeks, I had my 6 week follow up with my office today. Met with my nutritionist and with the doctor. So they didn't give me a specific like calorie amount. I said, well, what kind of a range? So I have that for me. But they said, don't live and die off of the calories. Make sure that you have, the proper nutrients, and work in. I'll go into probably more of it on my update this weekend. But um, I do track using MyFitnessPal, and a lot of it is just to make sure that I'm getting in the right kind of foods, the right kind of nutrients. So I'm getting more protein and trying to avoid a lot of carbs, trying to avoid too much sodium and fat. So just kind of using that as a tool.
I also use it, and I will tell you right now, my surgeon's number one thing that he tells people when they come back at their 3-year visit and they have put back on 10, 15 pounds, 20 pounds, he says, start tracking your food again. Because when you write it down and you're aware of what you're doing, what gets, it's the old saying, what gets measured gets observed, right? So it's just like at work. If they start measuring how many hours you're in the office, guess what? Your ass is there on time, and you're not taking breaks, and you're like, so whatever it is, whatever the metric is that's being measured, that's what everybody pays attention to. So I still do it. I was really pissed because I went on vacation and I missed one day of logging, and it reset me to all over again. So after that, I was very disheartened. But I still go back, and I do still do it. I put the link in the chat so that you guys can feel free to join me there and friend me, and I'll be glad to share it. But remember, I'm kind of at goal, and I'm screwing around a little bit with what I'm doing. And I eat a lot more protein because I am trying to build muscle. So I don't recommend that you necessarily take on the protein level that I do. Talk to your doctor about that. But to Andrew's point, I only focus on calories and protein. That's it. If I focus on those two things, carbs, fats take care of themselves. I'm just trying to hit 100 grams of protein in a 1,200 calorie diet, and that seems to be good for me. But that's me, and you need to work your plan. So don't just do. I'm not a doctor. Talk to your doctor. So
right, talk to your doctor before the way you hear at the end of all those damn commercials.
I play doctor on YouTube. That's it. So I'm not an actual doctor. Melly May had a question actually for you, sir. Are you planning on going to the WLSFA event in San Diego?
I unfortunately will not.
Which comes from the original German, which means whale's vagina. Just continue.
I unfortunately will not be able to go. I would love to. We've got a few things going on with my wife and my daughter that are going to be taking up a lot of our time here in the relatively near future. So details on that to come. But unfortunately, I won't be able to make any trips here. So. We were talking about it before we went live about trying to do something. I would love to figure out like eventually once Walter and I kind of fully take over, because I'm just outside of DC. He's up in like the New York City area, to try and do something kind of within one of the two or somewhere in between or whatever. Be kind of cool to kind of put something together at some point.
Yep, and I would definitely be up for coming out for that. So that's good.
Awesome.
Tanya wants to know if Ryan is a normie, and does she have weight issues as well, or does she feel that she has weight? Well, she's a woman. Of course, she feels she has weight issues, but does she have real weight issues?
And Ryan, it's actually oddly enough, it's Ryan. It's Ryan with an E. It's really like, but it's pronounced the same way.
Okay.
She's not. She's actually has after seeing my success with the surgery, that is one thing that she has started considering herself. That's kind of one of many things that we have kind of down the road, but that is one thing that she would like to potentially have herself at some point. Especially, like I said, watching how much like I've been losing and how well I've taken to the surgery and to the recovery. So I mean, I'm I'd be all for her having it. So definitely something we'll be trying to work in at some point.
Very good. And then Sandra wanted to know, and this may be too far out for you to answer this question, but I'm going to ask anyway. So post the weight loss phase, this is really not a fair question because you've got a way to go, but phase 2, do you think you'll be able to, oh crap, it cut off.
I actually have it here. Do you think you'll be able to eat? Are you at all thinking beyond the short phase as to how you hope to eat? I think it's going to continue to fly off you, so that time will come soon. Do you expect to use protein shakes for a long time, or focus on something along Atkins, paleo, or plant-based? I mean, I have slowly at this point I've slowly integrated some soft foods, some actual edible protein like chicken. I have worked that into my current diet, and I was with my doctor's appointment today with the nutritionist. She said that right now she wants me to focus on protein and produce. So she said, go ahead and start going with raw produce. If you want to do, fruits, you want to do carrots and celery and all that kind of stuff, go ahead at this point. So I've got the green light, so I'm going to start working on that. Beyond that, I mean, right now I do anticipate using protein shakes for a good while, at least 1 to 2 a day, and especially for me, just to give you kind of an idea, I have a commute. I have to drive an hour to work and an hour back. So for me, especially in the morning, it is very easy to fill up my shaker with 8 ounces of water, toss in my scoop, shake it up, and have it on the way to work. So it's a very, and I usually will like package pre-measure another scoop to have on the way home. So it's an easy way for me to get that in. And I don't see that really changing for a while because it's a good soluble protein and I need it anyway. So regardless of what I'll be doing as far as like solid foods and everything beyond that, that's definitely what I'll be doing for the immediate future.
I really like the fact that you and Walter are kind of at the same start point, sort of. I mean, you guys are weights very similar right now. And I really do like the fact that you guys kind of get to do that journey together and figure those things out. At the same time, man, you've got Tanya and me and TJ and all these other people out there. Like, as you get closer to that point,
sure,
you can kind of take a snapshot of, hey, what did you do? What did you do? What did you do? And then find the right thing for you based on what you're trying to do with your body. Like for me, this is phase 2.5 now I'm calling it because the 2 is for the next phase of my physical, but the 0.5 is for all the mental crap and the emotional crap that kind of goes with it.
Sure.
I'm very interested to see if your wife does do surgery down the line, and I think that will actually be a good thing for you guys as far as something you can do together and keep that, keep it on that same path, that parallel path. So I'd be interested to see how that pans out, sir. We'll have to.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And I don't doubt that she would have that as well. Like I said, I'm all for her having that without a doubt. So yeah, that will be something that obviously will be. I don't want to say, provide updates as we get to that point.
Very good, very good.
Kind of had a brain fart there real quick.
No, it happens. We're live. That's how it works. Teeny tiny. Oh boy, teeny tiny. This is as far as I go. Sorry, it's teeny tiny tummy for Christina, but teeny tiny is her name as far as I'm concerned. Phil, would you say more reps with less weight is better? Okay, depends on what you're trying to do. I do 2 different weight workouts. Monday I do a high rep, low weight, and I'm talking like 30 pounds, 155 times. I mean, it's ridiculous how many we do. It's stupid. We do presses, we do squats, we do we do presses, squats, we do leg lunges, we do over-the-shoulder presses, we do curls, it's brutal. And I'll tell you what, 30 pounds is heavy when you do 100. It's not, you'll feel it.
Oh, sure.
That will lean your muscles and give you it'll give you a denser strength. Now, if you're trying to go for bulk and raw strength, like big strength, mass and real big strength, then you want to go higher weight, lower reps. My heavy day is kind of a combo of those two. It's not quite super high weight like my buddy John, who's a super big bodybuilder. He goes big. I mean, he goes really big, but he does very few reps. I'm kind of in the middle there. It's almost like a CrossFit, which I hate to say that, but it's almost like a CrossFit where you're going station to station to station to station to station. And I keep the weight the same for 5 weeks, and then at the end of 5 weeks, I add 10 pounds or I take 10 pounds off the resistance. So in the case of pull-ups, I started at negative 90 pounds off my weight, and now I'm at negative 40 pounds off my weight. If I get to 0 pounds off my weight by July, I'm thrilled, thrilled. And if I can get to the bench press of my body weight and squat with my body weight, I'll be thrilled if I can do that by July. If I get there sooner, great. But
Sure.
July, I mean, long-term goals. Think long-term. It took you a year to get the weight off. It'll take you a year to build your body. It'll take another year for you to get your brain straight. It's a year in the life of an adult is not a big damn deal. Just don't put these unrealistic expectations. Mel said something. Little Aussie Mel said something in her video where she used to set these expectations of a kilo a week. I'm gonna lose a kilo a week, and she wasn't even able to do that with the surgery. So you got to think about those things where you may be setting unrealistic expectations in all the things in your life, weight loss, exercise, etc. Just pick a small. I only bump my weight up 10 pounds every 5 weeks. It's nothing. I mean, you think about it, you're like, oh, 10 pounds, what the hell? I mean, what a puss. But you put those little 5-pounders on each side. Oh, whoa, don't hurt yourself there, big guy. But but that 50 times is a big damn deal. So
Absolutely, especially when you're doing that many reps, without a doubt.
So
See, now what I did yesterday, and I only did this because it's what I'm used to doing. When I would lift weights, I would do it a lot with my dad. So I was high weight, low rep. So I mean, I did 3 sets of 12 on basically everything I did. But by that 12th one, I was like, I was really pushing to try and finish that rep. So. I'll definitely be kind of switching that up as well. And it was funny. She also had mentioned Teeny Tiny Tommy. She asked if I will be her MyFitnessPal, and I've also linked the my MyFitnessPal on the comments as well. So go ahead and follow me.
Nice. Yeah, I will. I've already got you as a friend there, so I'm already monitoring you, so we're good there, you and I.
Dawn Marie RNY said Ohio is in the middle, which I mean, I guess for you, between like you and I and you, it would be, and well, that's easy for me because I have family in Ohio, so.
And I have a corporation in Ohio. They would probably fly me there, so that would be awesome. But it's Ohio, so.
It's Ohio. I love going back to Ohio.
Oh, God. Oh, I shouldn't say this on a live video, but every time I go there 2 times a year. That's my limit at work. I'm like, I will come out to corporate twice a year. After that, I need a raise. That's it.
Oh, come on. I love going back.
Yeah, I would come out. I would definitely come out for you guys.
Whereabouts? I mean, you don't have to say city or anything, but like.
It's Cleveburg. It's in Cleveburg.
Okay.
So it's outside Mayfield Village, around there. So.
Okay. Well, when I usually go to Ohio, I'm just on the other side of the turnpike in Toledo area. So.
Look, if I had friends there, I guess it would be different. It's like, oh, I'm going out there and I'm going to see friends. I mean, I do have friends that are work friends though, so I see them at work. So, but if I had other friends, who were like, okay, at night, I'm not sitting in the hotel all night. I'm going out and doing stuff. That'd be different.
Sure.
So I think it would be kind of cool. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's easy for me to do because that's a quick 8-hour straight drive, and the turnpike is the easiest, 2.5-hour drive I've ever done before because it's all flat and straight, 70 mile an hour. So yeah. I'm used. I do that drive in my sleep because that's when we go back to visit family, we drive every time, and it's I know it without having to look at anything. So yeah. Let's see here if we got anything else.
Jim's got something. He said, "Hey, welcome to Fat Kings Friday, Andrew." And was there any one reason or incident that brought you to the decision of WLS? Like, what was the moment? We all have that one.
I think the moment. I don't know if I really had a single moment. I mean, I eventually got to the point where I had, I came to that decision. But I think what built up for me was the fact that I would, work out. I would, eat right. I was a on again, off again Weight Watcher for probably 2.5 years, and I did really, really well. Especially the very first time I did Weight Watchers, I was a rock star. But then, after about 8 or 9 months, life got in the way. We had my cousin's wedding in California. We had another cousin's wedding out in West Virginia, and then I just we got lazy, and I really stopped paying attention, and so it was back and forth, back and forth. And it got to the point where I was like, okay, I mean, I know how to eat right, but I just never, I felt like I needed just a boost. I needed a tool. I needed something else beyond that, because that's how I treat personally. I mean, the way I see, WLS is it's not the decision. It's not the. Oh, I shouldn't say the decision. It's not the answer. It's the tool. Because it's still up to me to make sure I'm eating the right things. So, I mean, the way I look at it now, and I know this is kind of the main mentality that I've seen a lot of people, is that when you're so restricted on your calories, if I'm only having 800-900 calories or so, I want to make sure I make those count. So, I mean, you really become more mindful. So,
Yeah,
but there was never anything, and nothing that ever really like stuck out immediately for me as far as, a moment, I should say.
So the sleeve for me, especially being, and I'm not that far out, but a little over a year now, it's like it's a safety net. Like I had a shitty couple weeks where I noticed I was eating inappropriately. I was eating the wrong types of things, and but I could never eat too much of it. That doesn't mean that I couldn't creep up 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 2 pounds, 2 pounds. But I saw that 2 pounds, and I was like, oh shit, hold it, wait a minute. Is that from working out? What is that? And it snapped me back to like, wait a minute, I need to think about this. What am I doing to myself? Why am I doing this? Amy, my second favorite Aussie in the whole wide world, she sent me a whole box of Tim Tams. And I'm talking, I still have like 5 packs of Tim Tams in this box. And I told those kids, I'm like, look, I'm going to bring out 1 package of these things a week. That means, and I get 2 of them. So whatever you guys do after that, it's on you. So that's been my thing to keep me in check with sweets in the house. It's
true.
My uncle used to say, you never really quit smoking unless you have a pack of cigarettes in your pocket and you don't take them. And I always thought that was the stupidest thing I ever heard, because you don't have to smoke, but you have to eat. I kind of treat sweets and treats now that I'm post goal as that. In other words, they're in the house. If I can keep control and only have 1 or 2 things once a week, no problem. The second that stuff starts going out of control, they go in the trash. That's it. They're gone.
Sure.
And I'm not throwing away Tim Tams because I can't get those at the store. So I'm gonna.
No. Those will not be thrown away. I don't blame you one bit. Absolutely.
So
let's see. Melly is meeting Dawn in January in Ohio. Awesome.
Well, Dawn and Melly, that makes Ohio a lot more attractive, but it is in January, and that could be snowy.
Oh, it's gonna be cold as hell in January. I was in
5 degrees here. No, it's 4.5 degrees here. It's freaking. I walked outside, took a deep breath, and I started coughing. I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. It's never this cold here. It's terrible.
See, that's one thing I do enjoy about being out here in Northern Virginia compared to Northwest Ohio, is that it's typically about 10 degrees warmer than it was there. Because right now, I mean, it was cold today. I think we got down to like the low 40s. So I know you feel really bad for me right now.
I feel horrible. You and my buddy in Texas who was crying because it was this morning. It got down into the 40s just for the morning. But
so sad, so bad. Here,
so bad.
I want some cheese with that wine.
I know, no kidding.
Let's see.
I'm sorry, Hulk. I'm sorry, Incredible Hulk. Is it too chilly for you? I mean, this dude, he's just. I think, dude. He isn't really part of this world, but I've talked about him before. But I've known Roach since kindergarten. No, I'm sorry. I've known Pat since kindergarten. I've known Roach since junior high school, and he's had one of those metabolisms his whole life where he's just, okay, I'm going to start riding bikes, and he gets a super lean, cut body. Oh, I'm going to start lifting weights, and he just starts packing on muscle like Incredible Hulk. But he's at the point now where he's in his 40s, and he is in better shape than most 20-year-olds, and just he's a monster, man. And just without the levels of testosterone you have when you're younger and stuff, it's just impressive as hell that he's built such an incredible body around that. I mean, he eats like 5,000-6,000 calories a day to maintain it. But I mean, he's got to eat that much to build. He's got to eat 8.
Sure, yeah.
So I mean, he obviously has a very different metabolism than you and I. But yeah, just it can be done, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know about for guys like us who can't take that many calories in anymore, but it can be done. You can stay really fit throughout your later years.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So getting thin, Gwendolyn, she had her surgery actually a day right before me. She had it on September 22nd. She says her energy level's really low, asking me about my energy level, and also asked you, Phil, when did you begin to experience the high energy level that I've heard people talk about? Now for me, I've I, thankfully, I've had a high energy level since the day I got home from the hospital because I don't. I mean, I never once since the surgery felt like I was weighed down post-op, like I was tired, and I never really even like at my biggest, I never had those feelings of being really weighed down by the pounds. I had never felt like, other than the obvious because of my size, there were things I may not be able to do, but I never felt like I didn't have enough energy to go do what I wanted to do in the first place. So I mean, thankfully, I've I've had enough energy to get out and work out and go on the treadmill and swim and make stupid ass dance videos and stuff like that.
It's funny that you mentioned it because I was one of those, and TJ has said this before, so I'm not tooting my own horn, but I was one of those big dudes who was never sitting still. I was always moving. I was building something. I was cutting down a tree. I was fixing some shit. I was, whatever, you name it. I was doing it.
Sure.
I had never sat still. I was pacing all the time, and people were like, "How the fuck are you so fat? Moving that much?" And it's because my metabolism literally is hyper efficient. I can eat 1,200 calories at 332 pounds, work out 5 days a week, work out on the weekends. I mean, do stuff on the weekends and lose 0 pounds. I mean, that was my reality. And I'm not saying I didn't abuse food, and obviously you have to abuse food to get to that point, but I am saying that my metabolism was doing me no favors. And I can maintain right now at 1,200, and I still work out like a beast, probably more so. I mean, because now in kickboxing, I don't stop. Josh will tell you. I mean, I do not stop. And I kind of look at Josh, and I'm like, I remember when I was in Josh's shoes where it was like, I got to be careful what moves I do, and I watch my knees and this and shit. And Josh is killing it too. Josh is a beast too, and he's, he just dropped down under 300, and that's been him just doing it on his own for 6 months to keep the doctors, supporting the whole weight loss surgery thing. So
Okay.
it's just I've never had that boost, and now that I am thinner, I'm working out harder. I'm eating about the same, so I don't have that big energy boost. I'm still pretty fatigued by the end of the week. The weekend rolls around, and I'm creaking and crawling. I had a massage today just to get the friggin' muscles moving again. I've been bucking up for that twice a month, so it's like I just need it, man. It's like I didn't get that big boost. But I do feel like my 40s, my 50s, I think are going to be a lot like my 20s and my 30s were, because I was heavy then and I was restricted by how much I could move. Now I'm not heavy, even though I'm older. I have all the same amount of ability, so it's going to be a win-win for me. So.
Sure, sure. No, absolutely, absolutely. Another question here. I was I'm going to combine them because Sandra had mentioned it. She said his last question. I swear. Shit.
No, don't do that. We need all the questions we can
No,
get.
yeah, keep them coming. Okay, keep them coming. I'm still refreshing here constantly. She asked me if I've identified a goal, or did she miss that? You didn't miss that. I haven't talked about that. Melly also then asked if there were a few non-weight related goals that I hope to accomplish over the next year. So, I mean, for me, and it was just funny, we kind of peel behind the curtain. We all, you, me, TJ, and Walter hung out last week, non-broadcast, but I had mentioned during that I'm just to give you another kind of story about me. I'm a big guy, top to bottom. I mean, I have a big head. My fitted hat size is as large as you can pretty much find it. I'm a size 13, 13 extra wide. I mean, everything, like I can't, even when I know I'm going to be at a lower weight, a lot of those are still going to be big. I'm a wide frame and everything else. So my initial goal for myself weight wise was 250, and I know TJ said, just screw it, you'll get past that, which I mean is still highly likely because I remember when I was at working at UPS, and eating whatever I wanted, but working my ass off, I was around 265, and I felt great at 265. So I guess it'll depend. Once I get to that 250, we'll kind of obviously reassess and see, what happens. So I don't doubt that I'll get down to that level if I keep doing what I'm doing now and don't fall off that wagon. Non-weight related goals for me, other than the obvious, get down to a, smaller, clothing size. I do want to do something VSG Bobby did recently, and it's always been a goal of mine. Once I get down to a proper weight, is I do want to skydive. Much to the dismay of my wife, she's like, "Hell no!" I said, "Yes, I will jump out of a perfectly good plane."
Dude, once you're thin enough to get life insurance, then she won't care. You can jump out of a plane all you want as long as you're insured 10 times your salary. You'll be fine.
That's true. That's true. And I posted this a week or two ago. Out here in the DC area, there's a big concert that's going to go on the 4th of July with the Foo Fighters. They're getting all these bands together. It's a big 20th anniversary celebration, and my wife actually won tickets on the radio, so I friggin' loved it. So I basically said a goal of mine especially for that day is I want to sit in one of the seats without having to feel like a fucking sardine, and I want to be able to go to the merch table and buy a shirt and wear it. Because I have shirts, there's concerts and festivals that I've gone to over the past several years, and I still buy a shirt. I still have yet to wear any of them. I have them in my drawer in the bottom. I'm ready to bust them out. They're I got a 2009 T-shirt that's pristine, but I've never worn the damn thing. So to get back and get into normal clothes is something I do look forward to.
It's funny you say that because I have shirts that I had this will be a test. I have a Grim Fandango shirt from the original launch of the game. There we go. That's the reaction.
Double fine. Yeah.
So I have the original shirt from when the game came out. I bought the collector's edition at the time, which nothing like the ones today, but came with the shirt, and it's been sitting in that closet forever, and I shrank right through it. I went XL is a little too big. I mean, I still wear it, but it's God damn it, I shrank through it. And then my wife shanghaied one of my shirts I've been saving from when I came out to Colorado the very first time. I bought a shirt at Breckenridge because we're up in Breckenridge, Colorado, and she took it as a sleep shirt, and now it's too big for me. I can't wear it, so I can't even steal it back. So yeah, keep checking. You may realize that you may not realize you're in a size yet that you actually fit into. So check those often.
I do, and I have a lot of there's some shirts that I've been able to get back into that I haven't been able to in several months. So it's definitely nice at this point. So I'm backing up in some of my sizes. I actually need to go and actually honestly get some new pants because I'm still in the same pants that I've at my biggest. And right now I feel like walking down my office like I'm MC Hammer. So
can't touch this.
Exactly. But so yeah, definitely the clothing is the big kind of nothing else really that a non-weight related goal over this period, over the next year or so, really kind of stands out for me right now.
Yeah, I think that the only two pieces of advice I would give you to do differently than I did, and I gave the same thing to Josh, is the weights earlier, even if it slows your weight loss. Tape measure yourself more because of that. That'd be my other thing. And get ahead of the mental shit. Embrace the mental shit. Don't just I'll deal with that later. I'll deal with that later. That's what I did, and it comes at a cost. So I can't explain to you what that's gonna be because I can't tell you what your thing's gonna be. But your thing is gonna show up. So that's when you pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Phil, this fucking shit's bugging me. What the hell?" Or
absolutely.
Under my desk crying with a bottle of whiskey. What's going on?
Oh, alcohol.
Oh, alcohol, our friend.
I do. There's a part of me that is kind of looking forward to getting back to some alcohol because, as a few people may or may not know, I am a beer guy, through and through. So.
You were a beer guy.
Oh,
that's gonna be tough, brother. I gotta tell you right now, that shit's not friendly to the sleep.
I know.
It's heavy and it's a lot of calories, and it really
I know.
just does not play well.
But I've never been one of the like pounding back like whole bunches of beers. So I'm one of the craft beer snobs, if you will. So
Right. Well, I would like to introduce you to a new thing that is equally. It requires an equally delicate palate, and it's pretty manly. It's called Scotch, and it plays much better with the sleeve. It's a little harder on the wallet, but there are some amazing things out there in that realm. So if you want to play in that realm a little bit, we'll talk more. So
there are some like
have you dabbled?
I dabble. Some of the beers that I've had have been like whiskey bourbon barrel aged and
Right.
stuff
Oh
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So with some of those, and what I'm going and I had a glimmer of hope when, again, going back to VSG Bobby, he about a month or two ago posted a video talking about how he went to a brewery in New York State, and I'm like, you can drink. So but it's definitely not something that I'm gonna go like ape shit and toss back a 12-pack or anything like that. It's gonna be less than a bottle, if that, and I'm gonna swirl a lot of that carbonation out of it. So I definitely want to get back into that and ease back into it and see how I feel.
I think you're fine if you go with the lower carbonation ones. Like a lot of the nitro stouts and things I've had have been pretty easy on me. I just, you know what happens, dude. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but you're gonna be like, I get this much, and it's like 300 calories. Like not quite, but 300 calories.
Sure.
Or I can have a shot of something else. Like I don't know, like for 55 calories. That's the problem. You start thinking in calories, and you just can't do it. You're like 300 calories. That's like a sandwich. I can't do it. Like it's so weird.
I know that will definitely be a big mental hurdle for me because I also brew my own beer.
Oh, well, there you go.
And literally to really kind of give you an idea, the Saturday after my surgery, when my dad and my brothers were in town, we brewed a pumpkin beer in my backyard. So I have it sitting, like I've got 5 gallons of it sitting downstairs in my closet, ready to distribute because I can't have any of it.
You know what? It reminds me of something, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Little Aussie Mel actually reminded me of something. So when I was out in Australia, her boyfriend works at a brewery, and they had a beer called Big Head, which is a no-carb beer, and I got through the whole beer no problem. It didn't bother me too much. There wasn't many bubbles, and the calories were pretty good on it. So you'll have to go to Australia and get the formula, and I will go with you because I don't want you to have to travel alone. That would be terrible.
Much appreciated.
Oh yeah, and we will go. I have a connection. So we will have to go to the brewery and learn the secrets. So
there we go. No carb beer. That's an interesting one because I
think it's low carb actually, but still, or maybe it's no carb.
Yeah.
Mel will post in the chat here.
I know there's some gluten-free ones and stuff, and those are friggin' nasty. I've had gluten-free beers, and those are god awful.
Yeah, this was good. I was highly impressed. I mean, I still ended up drinking mostly schnapps that night, and Mel can tell you that story too. But that was good. That was a good night. We had a lot of fun that night.
And Dawn Marie just said, Andrew, vodka wants to be your friend.
Yes, vodka does want to be your friend.
When I don't have carbonated alcoholic beverages, vodka is usually my weapon of choice. So
yes, there are many good tasty ones now. There's pomegranate, and then Mel found in Tampa. Mel found cinnamon sugar vodka, which has become like the staple of the weight loss community now. I took a couple bottles out with me to Oz, and we took one to a party, and it lasted about 15 minutes. It was gone. I'm talking gone.
Holy crap!
Drop out of that bottle after that. So
yeah, because I remember when I haven't been to out here the ABC stores where it's all state controlled. But I remember when I would go, Pinnacle seems to make damn near anything out of vodka at this point. I saw one that was a Swedish fish flavored vodka.
Wow. Holy shit!
Swedish fish, a cupcake.
A cupcake, a birthday cake.
I'm like, you gotta be crazy.
Yeah, they're amazing. So
Yeah, I did have a couple years ago, for on 4th of July, I had my own bottle of whipped cream vodka, and I mixed that with root beer, and I had 3/4 of that bottle that night. That was fucked.
go big, man, go big. So Mel
Oh,
confirms that's a no carb beer. Though, by the way, it's a no carb beer. So I will have to see about. We'll have to see if we can get a hookup or something. We'll have to figure it out. So
figure out how that works, yeah.
yeah, but yeah, no, yeah, vodka is definitely my drink of choice still.
Hmm.
Again, avoid it as long as you can, ladies and
I will.
gentlemen. If you are in the community and you are on the weight loss part of this, alcohol is never really your friend, but because it's just empty calories. But you know,
Right.
if you're gonna go that way, then do it like anything else. Look at all of the options you got and which one's the best calorie option for you. So
Sure.
that's all I can say. Andrew, do you have plans for your clothes for your between sizes? Have you started experiencing the whole clothing trade, the underground clothing trade of the weight loss community?
I am not aware of this. However, I will be happy to receive any information about it because I'd be all for it because Ryan and I do that a lot here in our immediate area with a lot of the toddler stuff that we have with my daughter. So yeah, I definitely would be all for it. I mean, I'm going to get some new stuff here and there, but usually, obviously just minimal amounts. Um, but yeah, I'd be sure. So let me know.
I'll tell you right now, Josh is coming out of his 3X stuff, I believe, here pretty quick. He's got some 4X and some 3X. I don't know what size you're at or what size Walter's at, but he was thinking of you guys immediately. He's like, hey, I should save this stuff. It's brand new. I should save this stuff for Walter or Spike. And I said, yeah, right on, man. Do that. And so the trick is, like, just trade your stuff to the guy who's behind you on the process. Yeah. And if everybody ends up saving a shit ton of money, Gooch saved me as much shit as I give Gooch, and I haven't given him any shit on this show, so I'll think about it.
I know. Damn it. I know. We're like almost an hour in. What the hell?
What's wrong with us? See, change of the guard. I expect you to pick this up, by the way. Don't let him get rid of it.
He's been on my shit since day one because he was my first friend on my VSG Facebook page. He was my first comment on my VSG Facebook page. So
he's an attention whore. That's all. It's not you. He's a whore. Whore. I'm kidding. There, I feel like we gave him shit now. But
there you go.
But he did. He sent me a shit ton of 505 cut Levi jeans.
Wow.
As a matter of fact, I've got some 34s in there that I'm wearing now. They make my ass look good. I'm just gonna say. Thanks, Gooch. No, I mean seriously, he sent me 3 pair of 505s, 2 blue, 1 black. That's $60 worth of jeans. I don't care what you.
Sure.
And then he sent a pair of 33s I could not get my ass into, but because they were straight cut, and my thighs are just like fucking horse legs. But which I'm not upset about. I mean, I'm glad I got strong legs. But I did pass those down to my mom's husband, and they fit him fine. So I'm like, fucking hey, everybody wins. I passed down my 40 shoes, I think, to James R&Y guy at one point. So, man, just put it out there in the ether, put it out there in the community. Hey, I'm down into 44s. Anybody got some extras laying around? I'm down into whatevers. And
sure.
I've got these laying around. So just make sure you guys are pimping that. And that's for everybody, not just you. I mean, community. Ladies, I'm sure even more so with you. And your guys' sizes are so crazy. But Mel picked up a bunch of stuff at a thrift shop. I know that a lot of folks are shopping thrift shops. She just posted some stuff online. Somebody else in the community posted some pictures of that too. I want to say it was... Oh, shit. I don't remember now. Sorry. Whoever you are, I apologize. But, so think about thrift shops. Don't ever buy, as a guy, don't ever buy more than 2 pair of jeans in your current size because you won't be in them long. So go to the Walmart.
Absolutely.
Get the specials if you can't get traded jeans. So do not spend big money. So that's
No. I'm kind of getting back into about a 4X at the moment. Some 3X depending on what it is, because obviously they sometimes can range. But I'm kind of in that area at this point. So.
Mama Mia says a good micro brew isn't too bad on the carbonation, and don't listen to Phil. Don't listen to Phil. That's your first bad piece of advice. Beer is worth it. I'm going to shave my beard off if you keep talking like that, Mama Mia. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to take it away from you if you keep it up.
And that's exactly it. I'm a microbrew, craft brew, however you want to call it. I am a beer snob. So before I even had or even contemplated my surgery, there's another YouTube channel that I'm on and work with that is all about craft beer reviews, and I'm actually going tomorrow, Saturday. We're filming our next set, and it's going to be my first time actually going back in like 3 months.
Wow.
I'm not going to be drinking anything. I am going to host one of because it's usually like there's a host and you have a couple people who are on the panel, and it's a blind review. I'm going to host it, but I'm not going to be drinking it. I'm going to host it.
So, I mean, could you though? I mean, you could take a sip of it and get the flavors and the palate and all that, and
that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour myself a very small amount, but I'm not going to probably drink it. I'm probably just going to sit and taste it and then spit it out.
Yeah, do wine. Yeah, just like they do with the wine. Yeah,
pretty
that's
much.
fine. Yeah,
pretty much.
I don't think you're tempting fate there. I think you'll be fine there. Tanya mentioned
exactly, and I would never
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's that?
No, go ahead.
Oh no, it's fine. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Oh, and I was going to say, yeah, I mean, I definitely would, when I do go back into having beers, it's really going to be that. It's going to be, if I have a bottle in a night, then, and I would make sure I would keep it as low as far as the carbonation is concerned, really getting a lot of that out, but I'm still going to get the flavors that I want out of it, so.
Yeah, that's what I say about vodka. A bottle a night, and that's probably it. That's probably all I can do.
That's safe.
Safe. Who's going to take advantage of me? Tanya did mention, and I attest to this. Tanya says, Pinnacle makes the best king cake vodka, which if you're a big New Orleans fan, you know what king cake is, but Mardi Gras fan. But she made Jello shots with this. So let me tell a little story for those of you who missed this. I fly into New Orleans with some other friends of mine, Roach being one of them, and all my old friends, my old school friends. And then, of course, we're like going to hook up with TJ and Tanya and John. John's her husband, for those of you who don't know. And so it's going to be party. We're all going to be together. So we end up meeting accidentally a little early at Pat O'Brien's for Hurricanes, which very sugary, not very weight loss friendly, but you got to have one. And so Tanya pops out Jello shots she's made with king cake vodka, in them. We put 2 people in cabs that night. I was not one of them, but we carried 2 people to the cab that night. It was a good night. It was a good night. So, very good. All right, so there's one other thing I wanted to address that's not particular. All right, look, so we all know it's Naked November. We all know that I'm pretty much the culprit for that, and we all pretty much know why. Now, I have high hopes. Somebody has picked up the challenge. I have high hopes. It's a couple, which they have an advantage because I can think of several poses they can do where you can't see anything, but you can see enough. I'm just to make it sexy and interesting. So I may have a contender for taking the crown from me from this, but I am excited about that. But that's not. Somebody else picked up on it, and I'm a little fucking pissed off about this one.
Uh-oh.
That whore, Kim Kardashian, that whore, she couldn't just let me have it. She had to steal that too. So not bad enough that the first time you ever saw her, she had a penis in her mouth. That's all I'm saying. She had to steal Naked November and put out a whole magazine ad.
No shit. She had to try and break the internet.
I'm trying to break the internet. This bitch was jealous because I was out there posing sexier than her. Bitch had to go do. I'm just saying, you guys should all ban her from your lives. She's a terrible person.
Absolutely.
Trying to hurt the king. That's all I'm saying. You guys do what you want, but I don't know. You have a position on this, man? I mean, she tried to steal the thunder from your first show. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, we all know the true originator of Naked November. And that will always that is, to me, that is what's always going to matter.
I appreciate that, man, but she hurt my heart. She hurt my heart a little bit. Well, she's a whore anyway, but she hurt my heart.
Yeah, that's besides the point.
I shouldn't let somebody like that bother me, but that's the reality of it.
I got another question from Sandra. Keep them coming. She said, I don't remember if Phil has any. Maybe I was focusing on something else on your Naked November video, which I mean,
I
how could you
have
not,
both of
Phil?
them still.
But she was asking about tats. Do you have any tattoos, or do I? Or is this now a tattoo-free show? Do you have any?
Oh, I have them, and mine are. You've seen all mine. Everybody's seen mine. They're there. So, but I think that was more for you. Do you have them?
I do. I have three. So I have one on my arm up here. I've got one on my over my left shoulder blade, and then I actually have a big one on my left calf. So let me see if I can actually show the one on my calf because I'm pretty proud of that one actually.
All right. Ohio State. I feel like I'm at work. Everybody there is from Cleveburg, so they all are Ohio people.
Let's see if I can get this in the try to get it in the camera.
Oh yeah. Oh, like a crest then, right?
Yeah, it's actually a fuck. My headphones just came out.
That's all right.
It's a combination of the Polish and Hungarian flags.
Nice.
My aunt drew it up, and one of my cousins and my uncle have the same tattoo. So it's kind of we put together basically our family crest. So
It's smart. Yeah, that's something that I can get behind. Sharing something like that has some meaning. You know, my brother did our family crest on him at one point, and I thought I might do that just for fun. Even though my last name's technically adopted. I'm actually from Scottish heritage for the most part, but my grandfather was adopted by the Olsons. So, you know, people are like, "You're a weird-looking Danish dude," or whatever it is. I can't remember Ian or Owen. Somebody correct me, but I'm like, yeah, no, I'm mainly Scottish. So,
okay.
Yeah, Campbell's. So I originally came from Campbell's, and then there was a couple Englishmen in the pile too, at Linesby's. But yeah, so I would like to get the crest, but it's the Olsen crest, and I'm like, I don't know, I don't feel that tied to it. So I kind of created my own little symbol, and I kind of scrolled it a little bit, and then I put my kids' names under it in the Star Wars font because I'm a dork.
Yeah.
You know, so Arik Besh, I had their names put under it, so nobody really knows that's their names. Of course, everybody watching this does now, but and that's to kind of symbolize me protecting them. They're kind of under my protection, and that's probably my favorite tattoo. The other one, I have a friend who's a tattoo artist, and he totally just went to town on me, and I let him. So it was good times.
You said you're just basically the open canvas that night.
Yeah, I said, you know what, I want a half sleeve. What do you got? And here's what I'm thinking. And I saw this guy who used to do these, make it look like your skin was stone and there was stuff cracking out from underneath it.
Oh,
and
nice.
I said, go with that. And so he did this whole big half sleeve all the way up to my collarbone, and you can see it in my videos if anybody's interested. So
okay. Well, the other two tattoos are less meaningful. They're actually band tattoos.
Nice.
So, and they couldn't be like any further apart as far as the bands. The one over my left shoulder is a drawing that's representative of the Dave Matthews Band.
Nice.
And the one on my right upper arm is from the goth band Hymn.
Oh wow.
So my music ranges basically anywhere. I'm actually, and right now I've been in my car. I've been listening to a lot of Zac Brown bands. So country, goth, jam band, you name it. So
I'm kind of the same way. I like need new stuff all the time. Like, give me my new fix. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, especially since the whole Foo Fighters thing lately. I've been listening to that album like nonstop. So.
Oh man, I just had a great. Oh, somebody said. Don Marie says, Phil, don't make me get physical with you. Wait, I'm not sure. Wait, am I supposed to not want you to get physical with me, or I'm confused. I'm very confused.
Is that
in Ohio, and she said, "Don't make me get physical with you." But then that kind of sounded hot, so I don't know how to take that. I really don't. So I'm gonna just file that over here, and I'll deal with that later tonight. So
there you go. I thought there was another, like somebody put a question or something up. Oh, Holly Polly had asked, what's the most important piece of advice you can give somebody pre-op? And VSU Brad also commented on that. He said Holly would say walk a lot if you can before to do as much cardio as you can, just to give yourself a head start, and that that is very true because I did, with me, I mentioned I even had a gym membership 6 months before I even had the surgery, and my my big thing, and it still will be, is swimming laps. I mean, I can go and swim for an hour. I could do it damn near every day. Um, but I mean, find something that you love to do as far as cardio. Whether it's, like I said, whether it's swimming, whether it's on a treadmill. I mean, find what works for you, and really, you know, commit to that, because as soon as you're able to get back into it after, your immediate post-op, you'll just take off even more.
Any working out you can do beforehand. I don't care what level you're at. I don't care if you got to limp around the block. I don't care if you got to just walk up and down the hall. Any kind of physical activity you can do to gain any kind of strength, to get your metabolism kind of kick-started, you'll heal faster. You will be on your feet faster. I mean, Walter's living proof.
Yeah.
I'm living proof. Andrew's living proof. Like, any kind of activity you can get in before surgery is key to being back on your feet fast. You will heal faster. I can't explain it. You just will. Your body's used to tearing down and repairing, tearing down and repairing, tearing down and repairing. And you train, you think you just train your body to deliver the proper nutrients and things to the spots that need to repair faster. That's all I can say. I have no proof of this, but it sure worked for me. So, and
Awesome.
everybody I've seen do it since. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Very true. Let me see. Is there anything else?
So we're past the hour, but if you guys got questions, bring them, because we're okay.
Yeah.
With it. So
No, absolutely. I have no problem with that. I will. Nobody. I mean, only one person mentioned it early on. I guess I'll address one of the. I wouldn't necessarily say an elephant in the room, but my latest claim to fame this week with my goofy ass dance video. So my little Backstreet Boys.
Awesome sauce. Totally awesome sauce.
Oh my God, I had so much fun doing that and it was actually it took a little bit to do, because my twig of a brother, and I have another brother who's younger. My middle brother's 22 and my youngest brother's 16. They're both friggin' twigs. They're taller than I am, and I think I asked my middle brother. I asked him what was his height and weight right now. He's like 6'2", and I think he's like right around, like he said, like 165, 170. And I was like, you asshole.
You gooch.
Yeah, so I have, and they have the metabolism of those, they can eat whatever the hell they want. So I get pissed off because you see the three of us, and it's one of these things doesn't look like the other. But so he's actually in Ohio, he's in Ohio now. So we've coordinated this for a while because I wanted to do something goofy. I was ready to finally, I've been posting enough of the regular updates, and I wanted to have something that was fun. And that was really just the easiest. And my brother was the one that came up with the idea of doing frickin' Backstreet Boys. And I was like, fucking all right.
Dude, I mean, it makes it funnier than it's Backstreet Boy. I think
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, the only reason he really thought of doing that was after watching, you ever seen This Is the End?
Yes.
Yeah, so the end of the movie.
That's so good.
Spoiler for everybody, it's a big dance number with Backstreet Boys, and that was pretty. So he was like, you know what, that was actually pretty funny. Let's do something like that. So we have a few ideas coming up in the future for more that we'll do in the coming months. So, and actually, Melly May had, I don't know if she commented on it or messaged me about it, but she said it would be kind of cool to kind of coordinate something. If anybody else, I'll put it out there, if anybody else wants to do something like that, that's goofy like that, I will help put together a big weight loss community like supercut video of anybody who wants to do it, and I will edit the whole thing together, and I think that would be a friggin' blast. Get you, me, Walter, and whoever else. So.
Yeah, TJ definitely tried this once, so I think if we tried again, we could probably get it done. So we just we came close. I don't know that TJ ever got it all edited together, but yeah, we should do that again. I think that would be fun. I think that would be a good time. So.
Yeah, we'll definitely keep working on that. And I saw little Aussie Mel. She just said, "Here's the brewery I took Phil to. Big Head is 0 carbs and only 88 calories.
It's
a
pretty good.
brewery that have won multiple gold medals in the World Beer Awards. I'm aware of that. I'll see if I can hook you up. Just PM me address. I will definitely have to look that up here when we're done.
Yeah, just she. I have to say, I mean, because her boyfriend brought over a six-pack that night, and I'm like, oh, I'll have one, try it. I was highly impressed that was 0 carbs and that low in calories, because you're like, this tastes way better than than it should. It tastes way better than it should. So yeah. Getting Thin Gwendolyn says, and I did see this comment elsewhere, but I'm going to put it out there live here now. Phil, I suggest for the next Naked November is what she's talking about. Heisman or the Thinking Man pose?
I think you should do Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah, that might be a little bit much. I got the shoulders for it, but it's not going to help down there. Yeah, we'll have to see. I like the Thinking Man idea. I do.
That actually wouldn't be too bad.
Funny. Because I overthink everything. Certain people in the community know this, but yeah, I'll have to think about that. That's not bad. I had a thought in mind for the third week, but we'll see. I'm waiting to see if the bar gets raised or not. So we'll see.
Well, you post your updates. When do you like Monday or Tuesday?
Tuesday night. So normally it's Tuesday night. So
okay.
Yeah.
There's a bonus from most dudes. Jim Haney just posted a little bit ago talking about going back to the beer conversation. He says, I agree. Wait till you're closer to goal for the alcohol, but at 5 years out, I do drink beer without much issue, slower and a lot of burping. I would imagine that's definitely going to be the case. I do. That's another thing I'll mention. Don't want to forget, but that is a bonus for most dudes. I'm a total lightweight now. 2 beers and I'm good. You can just enjoy the brew now over time, and that's exactly like when I get to that point. That's exactly what my plan would be, I guess. But he mentioned the burping. I've noticed that when I feel like I don't want to say full, but like I'm satisfied, I've eaten enough. If I feel like I've maybe just crept over that, oh my God, lately I'm burping and I got the hiccups all the damn time.
You know what? Burping's like the one thing I can't really do much anymore. Like I remember back in the day, you drink a beer and then be like, you could really go for it,
Yeah. Oh no, nothing like crazy like that. But I get these little burps every so often.
Oh no, that's just that food. So I picture this in my brain, and I'm pretty sure this is about right. Especially after surgery, it was the worst. But food's coming in, and the hole is the same size, but the tube underneath is smaller. So the food doesn't go in and drop down to the bottom of the stomach, so the air can come back up. It just plugs the hole, right? So it slowly moves down until the air can move around it, and then it comes back up. So I notice a lot more gas pain behind my sternum if I eat a lot or if I drink a lot. I gotta wait for that air bubble to pass through the liquid or the food, and then boom, it comes out. But yeah, it's I think that's just the dynamic of the banana shape of the new sleeve. There's just no place for the food to go under while the air comes over. It's just they have to change spots. They have to go through each other. So.
Gotcha.
Rough.
Yeah. It's something I've definitely noticed a lot more recently. Since the surgery, when I've been able to eat a little bit. Like I said, I'm still doing a lot of soft foods, protein shakes and yogurt and maybe some like cheese stick or some nuts. But as far as like actual like protein wise, I do have like chicken is definitely my go-to right now. I've been enjoying like soft chicken rotisserie. But it's funny when I just have like a little tiny bit, and I'm done. I was cutting up a rotisserie this evening, and I was picking at it just a little bit while I was taking it apart, and I made my plate and sat down, and I'm like,
I'm full.
I'm not even gonna eat this. I'm full. I was done.
I've done the same thing, dude.
I was like, son of a bitch, this is crazy.
Oh my God. Yeah, you need to. The scale is your friend. Like a food scale is definitely your friend for anybody who's pre-op. Just get one. They're cheap, and 4 ounces is a lot of freaking food. Like after surgery, 4 ounces is a shit ton of lean protein, especially if it's chicken, or tuna or any meat. That's a lot, and you got to chew. I'm not a big chewer. I measure everything so I can eat fast still. That's the one thing I have not broken myself of, unfortunately. But to offset that, I measure everything. So if you can't slow yourself down, which I highly recommend, at least try and chew a little more. Get it more pasty before you swallow, because you will pay badly, especially early on for that.
No, I'm sure, absolutely. Yeah, and like I said, I do measure out food quite a bit, and I've just got and I probably have one of the cheaper end of the food scales, where I mean it doesn't even measure it by the single gram. It does do grams, but it does it every 2 grams. So I mean, but when it gets to that point, it's like
Yeah,
50 or 52 grams, close enough. So
yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
yeah, I
That
sit
little
there.
bit, but even then, I mean, like especially early on, like if you put 4 ounces of anything, I mean, especially if it's more solid, dense protein, try and go slow, because you will be like, oh God, I ate 3 ribs instead of 2. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. And you're walking around your house and you're just like, oh shit, when is this gonna pass? And then like an hour, 30 minutes, an hour later, finally it stabilizes. You're like, oh, I'm not doing that again. Until next time. But
Right, exactly.
you gotta be careful, man. But and this is not necessarily just for you, but like Walter, he can catch up on this, and all the newbies. This is advice you want to take to heart. Oof, it's a bad feeling.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I mean, I've had a few moments where I've had some heavier food. Like I've experimented with mashed potatoes like twice, and it's great. But I know as soon as my body tells me right away, stop.
Yeah.
Like especially that's been my big one lately. But like today, like tonight, so I really didn't have the much after I picked at the chicken. I really just sat there and had, because now I can have produce. I had some peas. So those are just gotten those are perfect, because I almost like ate them one at a time. It was really
Right.
weird. But I was able to get that down, and it wasn't a problem. So I'm relearning how to eat again. So it's crazy.
Yeah, man, it's just it's gonna change again as you go down the track, and then you're gonna push it a little further. You're gonna push it a little further. You're gonna try different things. I'm still gold sleeve, man. I haven't thrown up since my sleeve's been installed, so
Nice.
I'm pretty good. I mean, but there've been a couple times I wish I could, though. So I'm not gonna lie.
No, and I haven't thrown anything up. I had a close moment. I was I really shouldn't have eaten it, but it was like I was like 3 weeks out and at post op, and I was really craving protein, and I swiped a piece of Ryan's like she had some like pulled pork barbecue stuff, and I took a bite of it. Oh shit, that hurt.
Yeah, pork
That
for
was
some
like,
reason. Ribs and pork, I love them, and they're fine but I got to be careful, real careful about the quantity. So, and lots of chewing on pork, lots of chewing. I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's fattier. I don't know, but
it could be.
yeah, baby back ribs, man. They look like your friend. You think, oh, 3 ribs, that's nothing. You weigh them. Oh, the meat on this isn't even 4 ounces. Yeah, but the problem is whatever the density of that is just not. A lot of people have had problems with ribs. I don't know why. So.
No, I can see that. I haven't. I've experimented once with steak, and that actually went pretty well. So I'm not trying to rush anything, but every once in a while, all right, let me try this one out. Let me try this one out, and kind of just going from there. So it'll be a constant learning process, and it's weird now relearning how to eat.
Yeah, but the beauty of this, I think, man, is especially with you and Walter kind of going through the whole process at the same time, is like you're going to be able to bring to the community, bring back that, oh, hey, I tried this and that was a fucking mistake. Don't do that, or hey, this worked really well for me, or that. So things that we all as veterans forgot, and I'm tempted though to still do a coffee with Fat Kings Phil, and just have veterans on to kind of still give, and TJ and I talked about this too, but just going to give that veteran perspective, shorter shows, more guests once in a while, not as structured, but we may still you may still see that on the Fat Kings channel. I don't know. We'll just see where things land. But right now, my main goal is to get you guys all established. Next week, hopefully, we'll have Walter back. It'll be you, me, and Walter together, and then we'll take the Turkey Day break, and then we'll be back with the first New King show, and I obviously will be in the audience, but anything that you guys need along those lines, I'm happy to help. God, man, this has been an easy hour and a half, brother. I really it makes me like, God, I wish it was always this easy. I just keep doing it. But I'm like, it was great because I got to lean on you and make you say all the stuff. So it was awesome.
Yeah, it works for me. It works for me. Like I said, I've been really looking forward to this, and talking with a few people in the community, they've been really excited for me, and I'm just as excited to do it again next week, and then have Walter in on this. So we just have a big old party.
Yep, exactly. And then any time after that, like if one of you is not available or whatever, you guys are always welcome to hit me up, and if I'm available, I'm happy to help. So and that's all good, and as long as that bitch Kim Kardashian doesn't end up on the show, I'm fine. So no,
we definitely have some people in mind for guests, but she's not on our short list.
Good. I think Jim would be a good one, either for Coffee with Fat Kings Phil or for your guys' show, because Jim's been a veteran out there for a while. So
you talk about coffee, and all I can think of is coffee talk.
Coffee talk, exactly.
A little verklempt. Talk amongst yourselves.
Talk amongst yourselves. Oh shit! Where's Walter when we need him? He would have done that.
I know. Exactly. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm just as much looking forward to having Walter on the show as everybody else who's watching right now. So it's gonna be a freaking blast.
Yeah, he's the dude. He's a big personality, man. And I mean, just even post surgery, man. It's just he's just coming off the page, and so and you know what? So a lot of good videos this week, by the way. I'm just gonna recap this real quick, and we're gonna wrap real quick. But Kylie Chasing Dreams, who's an Aussie, had a video that just put a smile on my frickin' face the whole time. She was so happy and setting off party poppers and shit and celebrating other people. I think that's the thing that really made me so happy, was like, oh my God, look at her celebrating other people. This may be a little bit, I guess I'm a little Aussie-centric this week, but the Aussie girls had a little chat amongst themselves the other night and recorded it. I loved it. Of course, I'm missing Australia a little bit, obviously, from being back a month now, almost. God, has it really almost been a month? God, it has. Right. And but it was fun to get the ladies' perspective on body image and stuff. I thought that was cool. So, ladies, check that out. Guys, it's interesting to kind of get the ladies' perspective, especially when they talk about getting hit on and stuff. I thought it was good. I took notes the whole time. So, if you need copies of my notes, let me know. How to pick up hot chicks. But a great video, and then just some. Tanya had her tummy tuck revision, or 1 year tummy tuck video out, where she talked about a lot of the things around that. So a little more veteranish, but get out there if you're interested and check that out. But some really good videos out there this week that I thought the whole community is just bringing a lot to the table, and go celebrate that, man. Go check it out. There's tons of folks. Don't.
Yeah, I'll give a shout out too, real quick, to I watched late, but I watched the premiere of the Naked Truth.
I did too, late as well. That's true.
Yeah, with Lace and Jennifer.
Yes.
Yeah, so I mean that was awesome. That was really cool to see, and I know I've talked with Lacey about trying to get her on the show, because I guess Jennifer's been on Fat Kings, but. Yes. Lace has been negated, so
that's open for debate, man. That's open for debate. I do believe there was an offer with a Valentine's Day show, but I'm gonna let it slide. Go ahead.
So, but yeah, we've extended the offer for future episodes. So we'll I think once Walter and I will get a couple of episodes, just the two of us under our belt, and then we'll start working in some extras. Getting some guests on the show and having fun.
No, I'm looking forward to it as an audience member finally. Wow, that's crazy.
It's gonna be weird. Why being an audience member on basically your own show?
Well, I still hold producer rights, but
that's true.
That's all good. I'm here to support you guys wherever you need it. So, thank you, brother, for A, accepting the nomination, and B, stepping up, because. It's been good, and I really enjoyed the show, and I know a lot of people were commenting that you and I even have good chemistry, so that was a good time. So
yeah, absolutely.
Really excited to see where Walter lands. Hopefully he's feeling great next week, and if something happens, we'll adapt. If Walter's not feeling up to it yet, that's fine. Sure. We'll just shift stuff one more show. You and I'll do another one, but the beauty of it all is that so far everybody's doing great, and so glad everybody tuned in. Thanks for your questions. Sorry that Google was being its normal bitchy self, but it all worked out. It was being its Kardashian self. I'll just leave it at that. And if anybody Kim Kardashian, hit her in the knee for me, and we'll go from there. So, anything else from you, brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good. It was a good time, and look forward to doing it again. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Yep. I love perfect. That's awesome. And we'll work on your lighting situation on there a little because it did get a little darker as we went. So
It did. Okay.
We'll discuss
Okay. I had a buddy of mine text me. He's like, "Dude, do you want me to get you a webcam for Christmas?" So.
Might be a good $34 investment. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll be able to. I'll fix that next week. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's all good. So I just letting you know. But yeah. So all right, guys. Hey, thanks for tuning in to Fat Kings Friday. We will be back at you next week. I do my updates on Tuesday. I will be doing an update Tuesday. Your updates come out on what day, sir?
I usually post mine on my own channel on like Saturdays or Sundays, depending on what's going on.
We'll link them in the Fat Kings channel, and we'll link them into the the YouTube, whatever that channel is. The YouTube, I'm a YouTube crack whore channel for fat people, whatever. And so I can still say that because I'm fat in here still. So but until next time, guys, remember, it's good to be the king.